Seeing it as mystery, unknown, curiosity, but also mostly confusion. So it seems like this is a situation where, like, initially I was seeing this as miscommunication, but it's like a situation where there's so much unknown, or there's so much uncertainty, or there's so much miscommunication that it's really like no one knows what the hell to do. I feel like for this collective, it's kind of this vibe of like, you don't know how to view this person, or you maybe feel ungrounded here. So it's like, whatever comes next in this situation with this person, it's going to be hard to see it for what it is, because however you're viewing them, or however you're viewing the situation, is maybe coming from this place of like lack of clarity. And so it's maybe warping your perception of this person in general a little bit. And so it's, if you're viewing whatever their next communication is from that warped perspective, and you're not seeing through the distortion, it's gonna make it hard to know what's going on. I also kind of feel like this might be a situation where you're not asking for clarity. And then we have the mouse here. And it could be something where you're sitting with the confusion, or you'd rather sit with the confusion or the lack of certainty than like come off as overly critical. It's like you're maybe trying to go with the flow here, but you're allowed to ask questions, or, you know, gain perspective here with whomever this is, but you're not allowing yourself to do that. And so there's so much confusion. This is like past, present, and future. And so I want to say this is maybe something that has, sorry, my dog's making like weird mouth noises on the floor. I want to say this is something that's happened in the past, which is kind of feeling like this is probably a situation where this confusion has led to you remaining silent about specific things that you needed clarity on. But there's this mouse energy, this small, like, let's just not make a scene, let's not make a big thing out of this, like that kind of vibe. So I want to know where you're at. I also, first I kind of want to pull cards for this person that you're involved with. Then I want to pull cards for you, so we can kind of see like what the difference is here and how big of a difference this is. And I also want to do their cards before yours, because I don't want yours and your view and your perspective to morph like, or distort how it comes in, how my view of this person comes in. I see like what the biggest like subject that's being miscommunicated right now has to do, because whatever this is big enough to be affecting like you guys in this situation and like how you show up. We have love spell, you've been bewitched. And then we have distance. You and your partner may be physically or emotionally distant. And then gold digger. They want your money being used. I kind of feel like this is a situation where you don't want to come off a certain way. But whatever this is, also this love spell is reminding me of the, I think it's the I Need a Hero in like Shrek 2 or 3, where the fairy godmother sings it. Which is random. I kind of feel like this is a situation where you're trying to like not be perceived in a certain way, or it could be that like you remember past relationships or past time where you were perceived in a certain way. And I feel like because of this and because of some kind of distance, it's really hard to understand where everybody's at here. I also feel like this distance, it's like trying not to be perceived in a certain way instead of just like showing up, I guess, for whatever this is, or providing clarity or gaining clarity on whatever this is causing emotional distance. And so you may feel like with this person, you are, you maybe are feeling that, you could feel that distance. I want to say also there's something about like when you're feeling the distance with this person, it could be your instinct to kind of like want to come forward or ask what's up, and not in like an anxious attachment way, in a way that where like you guys already have enough of a bond, or you're connected enough for you to, for it to not be weird for you to be like, what is going on? Like, what is up? But because you're not doing that for this, it's kind of making you come off nonchalant in a way. And because of that, this person, they can't feel the love, right? Which is interesting because we have love spell here, which is kind of making me think it's a situation where this person felt it so intensely at one point that even they were confused. And now they're even more confused because they're like, was I feeling love? Do I really know this person? Like, what is this? What is going on? I also feel like Gold Digger, I just think you guys both have distance right now because you're not sure what the other person's intention is right now. Like, there's been enough distance here. Caution. Find out more information. Don't overwork yourself. Somebody is suspicious of intentions. I kind of want to say you both are, and you're feeling this right now. Date night. One day. Someday, somewhere, another time. Depth, awareness, importance, value. Cloudy judgment, there's that distortion, illusions, unbalanced. So this kind of seems like a situation which you guys have hinted towards, or you feel like this person has hinted towards moving forward with something, or like saying that they'd be interested in something. And then with depth, I see it as like when this person proposed these things in the past, or it's just giving like, you know, intimate conversations, like when you're on a date with someone and talking about like what you're, you know, looking forward to doing, or like if you know, making plans for something, right, in the future. And so with depth, I'm seeing it as like you guys are understanding like the value that you bring to this relationship, how much you value like forward movement, like intentions. And then there's cloudy judgment here because with one day, it's like, yes, there supposedly was intention that was communicated here in this situation. However, it just seems like it was meaningful at the time that it was communicated, but now with cloudy judgment, it's like, would I be crazy for believing that? Or is this person not going to stand on that? Or like you're confused about their intentions now. Whenever this was, it was communicated very meaningfully, but there's confusion here with you. This person, I want to say, I'm just going to say out the bat, this person probably pulled back because they are a little bit like they're feeling like they need to be a little bit cautious, or they're suspicious because with the unicorn, I think it says in this book, like, is this too good to be true? Like, what is this? And so whatever you guys, like, when you hit it off, especially with like date night here, this could have been something where you had a couple dates with this person.